Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Spider-Man's status in the MCU and the full effect of the memory wipe spell of Spider-Man No Way Home just got two big updates. One from an interesting line from the Sorcerer Supreme Wong in She-Hulk episode 3, and the other from the re-release of No Way Home with a new post-credit scene sequence that justifies how the people in Peter's life don't remember him. It's a depressing answer. Apparently no one really gave much of a shit about him to begin with. But the logic of what exactly Wong remembers calls into question how powerful the Sorcerer Supreme truly is in the MCU, and the entire hierarchy of power over reality in the multiverse. So did Wong just score himself a seat at the table with the Watcher and Kang? I hope so. This is, after all, the Wong cinematic unit Wong. I got halfway through the phrase and started to miss Wong, so I brought it back in. She-Hulk episode 3 shamelessly brings in Wong, and who can blame them, to answer why he extracted Emil Blonsky Abomination from prison to cameo in Shang-Chi. Wong says he needed a sparring partner as part of his Sorcerer Supreme training, and he went on to say,
"Oh, I know what you're thinking, Miss Walters. And I'm not erasing everyone's memories, not again."
This is a reference to the Runes of Kof-Kol, the memory wipe spell that Stephen Strange used in Spider-Man No Way Home to erase the world's memory of Peter Parker.
That spell travels the dark borders between known and unknown reality. It's too dangerous.
We've used it for a lot less. Do you remember the full moon party at Comertage?
No.
Exactly. Come on, Wong. Hasn't he been through enough?
Just leave me out of this.
Fine.
Fine.
Now, some have asked, wait, if the memory wipe spell was successful by the end of that film, wouldn't everyone, Doctor Strange and Wong included, forget that any of this had happened? Like, how much exactly does Wong, in this case, remember? Well, you could say that Wong and She-Hulk was referring to a past incident the sorcerers wiped people's memories about something, but I doubt it. When Strange asked Wong if he remembered the full moon party at Comertage, Wong did not. To him, this spell is a kind of forbidden third rail that he almost never uses. Really, the most prominent recent example in the MCU would be the No Way Home memory wipe spell, which Wong was at least aware of happening, even if the effects of that spell redacted from his memory who exactly the subject of that spell was. He did tell Strange, leave me out of it, and he gave Strange explicit permission as Sorcerer Supreme to do it. His official blessing as the top-ranking Sorcerer Supreme. Now, for anyone who says that She-Hulk might be set before Spider-Man No Way Home, no. Disney Plus's chronological playlist lists it after Multiverse of Madness, a movie that made explicit reference to the recent past incident with Spider-Man.
We have experience of the multiverse. Most recently, there was an incident with Spider-Man.
What man?
Spider-Man. He has the powers of a spider.
Hence the name.
And if you question the logic of that line, note that Strange and Wong do not explicitly ever call Spider-Man Peter, because that is how the spell works. It didn't wipe the full memory of a superhero named Spider-Man from people's minds, it just erased the identity of Peter Parker from their memories. So everyone still remembers the existence of a Spider-Man, and all the times this masked vigilante named Spider-Man caught criminals and helped the Avengers, it's just the identity of who is under that mask remains anonymous to them. Any memory of an unmasked teenager named Peter Parker is now fuzzy in their minds. And anybody who knew Peter as Peter no longer really thinks about him. Now, would this include the moment in the snowed out sanctum in which Peter first came to Wong and Strange asking them to do this spell? If Wong now has no memory of Peter Parker, he shouldn't remember talking to him in the sanctum, or at least Wong might remember this moment that someone had asked them to use the Runes of Kof-Kol spell, but when he thinks back on Peter, all he really sees is a fuzzed out haze of just someone standing there. And he just knows as Sorcerer Supreme that they are now living in a post-spell reality where everyone's in a kind of amnesiac state, having these weird redactions and Mandela effects in their minds, and in general, a really weird relationship with reality itself. As Wong said, it's messy. But this video is brought to you by The Ridge. The Ridge wallet is light and sleek and industrial. It's designed to fit in your front pocket, unlike those bulky old school wallets that make you look like you're smuggling an 80s car phone in your back pocket. Check it out. There are over 30 colors, including carbon fiber and burnt titanium. It holds up to 12 cards and still has room for cash. Card and gold dollars. This is what they call the Black Damascus. Only the finest for my front pockets. Every Ridge wallet comes with a lifetime guarantee, and they'll let you test drive it for 45 days and send it back for a full refund if you don't love it. The wallets have over 40,000 5-star reviews. It's made with an RFID blocking technology that protects you from those digital pickpocketers. They also have other cool products like this commuter backpack. It's weatherproof and great for toting around a laptop. So get 15% off today with free worldwide shipping and returns by going to ridge.com/newrockstars. That's ridge.com/newrockstars and use code newrockstars. Find the link in the video's description. And we should also look more closely at Jen's line in response to Wong. She also seems that she might be aware of a memory wipe spell occurring. She says that was highly unethical. But it's not really clear if she had any memory at all of a pre versus post memory wipe spell reality and she's just remembering it now, or maybe she's just now learning that the sorcerers did this and she's responding to it in the moment saying, wait, you wipe people's memories about something? That's highly unethical. But let's not forget that the reason this whole exchange is in this episode is that it's a meta joke by the She-Hulk writers poking fun at the crazier logical leaps of the MCU in Phase 4, similar to that shout out they made at Tiamat from the Eternals. This isn't the characters talking so much as it's really the writers, even if the She-Hulk writers are still learning how some nuts on YouTube will keep a transcript of every word spoken ever in the MCU as a kind of sacred gospel that must adhere to the continuity of what these characters could logically know. But to be fair to us, we only do this because the MCU told us their new big bad is literally typing out everything everyone says word for word. So with that in mind, is there an in-universe answer to the nature of the Runes of Kof-Kol memory wipe spell and how it works other than it's messy? Well, the new post-credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home's re-release offers a straightforward explanation, with Betty Brant's senior tribute video including a few photos and videos that exclude Peter Parker, but not erased from the record the way Hermione obliviated herself from her parents' memories. Remember that depressing moment? But rather, the simple explanation that Peter Parker is now such a nobody to all these people that the photographic evidence of him just kind of awkwardly frames him out and no one questions it. From his back being turned to us to just a pigeon flying in front of his face. And that's the photo they go with. Like, I think we often forget how confused and traumatized and desensitized average people are every day in the MCU. These people are constantly feeling like they live in a simulated reality where memories are blacked out from their minds. So maybe Peter's yearbook photos and state records still exist, but when people who would have any interest in him look at his name and face, they just kind of zone out like a Westworld host.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
And speaking of Jeffrey Wright, does that memory wipe spell also include the Watcher? Does it include He Who Remains and Kang? Well, Wong did say that the spell wanders the borders between known and unknown reality. He does not say realities, plural. Unknown reality kind of suggests that the spell might affect reality in a specific way and also start to bleed over into what lies just beyond the border of this reality. And right at the other side of that glass wall is the Watcher. It'd be kind of a bummer for Toby and Andrew to go back to their realities with no memory of the third brother they have. So at the end of the day, I think Wong's status as Sorcerer Supreme, him giving Stephen permission to do this spell, and his request to leave him out of it are reasons enough why he's able to recall the spell being conducted, even if he doesn't remember who the subject of that spell was. And I think this would elevate the Sorcerer Supreme to a power status of cosmic beings like the Watcher, or at least someone capable of communicating with folks like that. Which makes sense if you think about it. The Ancient One as Sorcerer Supreme had a divine insight of Stephen Strange's future when Hulk visited her back in 2012, years before Strange would begin practicing the mystic arts, and the sorcerers carry the staff of the Living Tribunal, suggesting that someone who works there has a direct line to the guy. And as I've speculated before, the border between known and unknown reality being threatened by that spell could be one of the reasons we are now in this messy MCU with fourth wall breaking characters like She-Hulk. She is, after all, a character in a known reality, speaking to an unknown reality. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at EA Voss. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.